We got some news on Wednesday that will interest the people of Calgary. We are closer to breaking ground on a new arena to replace the Saddle Dome, and that's why we're bringing in our Calgary Bureau Chief, Salim Valji, who's in a three-piece suit in his own home, and I respect the heck out of him for that. Big news out of Calgary today. You look great, buddy. The team's new rink is one step closer. Tell us the latest. What's going on in Cowtown?
Well, Jay, if there was ever any reason for me to bust out my Willy Wonka suit, it's the fact that the Calgary Flames are expected to break soil on Monday on their new rink. And we've all talked about it, Jay. The Saddle Dome's old. It was built in 1983. It's technically the second oldest rink in the league. And it's become a little bit of a problem for the Flames in recruiting free agents and trying to present themselves as a first-class operation. You'll remember a couple of seasons ago at the year-end press conference, I asked Mackenzie Weegar, why didn't you guys have fun this season? And he brought up the Saddle Dome. And lo and behold, ever since Weegar's comment 2 years ago, the wheels have been in motion. So this is a really exciting day. It's not just an NHL rink, Jay. It's going to be a community rink as well, similar to what they built in Edmonton. It's going to cost close to $1 billion, a lot of which will be paid for by taxpayers like you and I. But either way, it's an exciting day for the city. Mackenzie Weegar deserves a lot of credit. And now, Jay, the Calgary Flames can really present and brand themselves as an upper-tier NHL team. They've got the young talent in the pipeline. They're turning over a new leaf on the ice. And now, Jay, off the ice with the rink, they really are changing and growing. And it took a while, but the Calgary Flames seem like they've really, really transformed how they do business, both on and off the ice.
And let's talk about that momentum. You were at Prospects Camp a few weeks ago. What did you see at Prospects Camp?
Prospects Camp, it's during the summer. People are generally at their cabins. But there's a lot of momentum here with the Calgary Flames. And people are really excited about Zane Parekh, in particular, their first-round pick, who was really dazzling, especially during the 3-on-3 tournament, which is on the last day of the Prospects Camp. And that 3-on-3 tournament, Jay, there were hundreds of Flames fans. And keep in mind, Winsport's a really small facility. It's beautiful outside. You could be golfing and fishing and hiking, but instead hundreds of people crammed this facility sort of on the outside of downtown of Calgary to watch this 3-on-3 tournament. I saw a Flames fan, Jay, give Zane Parekh a Calgary Flames cowboy hat. Parekh and other prospects were taking selfies and signing autographs. Craig Conroy was taking selfies and signing autographs. There really is a buzz around this team, which is unique given the fact that we all kind of figure they're not going to make the playoffs next season. They're in this rebuild now. But there is an excitement around these young players. And, Jay, on Instagram after the Prospects Camp, Zane Parekh posted a really big hype video basically saying that he's excited to be a Calgary Flame. And in that video, Jay, there's Dion Phaneuf. There's Jerome McGinley when he was drafted by the Dallas Stars. There were shots of Craig Conroy when he was a player here in Calgary. So it goes to show, Jay, that there's excitement around this organization, and the prospects are getting their first taste of playing in Canada. And in the case of Zane Parekh, Jay, he is leaning into it, and he has the potential to be a star both on and off the ice, and someone that this market really might just fall in love with.
And you use that rebuild word, Solomon. It's a word that, as you know, the Flames have been reluctant to use in the past. Now it seems like the team is embracing that rebuild concept. Why do you think that's so important for the future of this franchise?
I know, Jay. I'm half expecting the Calgary police to show up at my door after. And I think it goes to show, who knows, right? It goes to show, look, Jay, they have had one Stanley Cup run since 1989, and that was largely on the back of a goalie named Mika Kiprusoff. And they really haven't built their roster in a patient way at all since Murray Edwards became the owner. And the fact that now, Jay, their salary cap number, they're spending among the fewest dollars on their roster of any NHL team this season. And that's a huge departure, Jay, from the past when they would be a salary cap team. They would spend in free agency looking at guys like James Neal and others that they've brought in, or they traded for the likes of Dougie Hamilton and other kind of short to medium term stopgap solutions that weren't necessarily going to be here for the long haul. And as a result, they would sneak into that 8th spot or that second wildcard spot. They might win a round or two, but there was not anything sustainable being built. And clearly now, by the fact that they're not spending a lot on their roster, Jay, this really is about the kids next season. I'm talking about Dustin Wolf and Matt Coronado and Connor Zary, Jacob Pelletier. The list goes on and on. Matt Coronado being another one, and even some of the young defensemen. So this is a huge change in how they've done business. Someone clearly got to Murray Edwards. Maybe he was watching our chats so often that he was like, you know what, Jay and Salim have some good points, and we're going to change how we operate. But it's an exciting time. The fans seem to be buying in as they showed up during prospects camp. We'll see come November if they're mathematically eliminated from postseason contention by then. But, Jay, they are really metamorphosizing on and off the ice. And as a result, it's a fascinating time to be both a Calgarian and a Calgary Flames fan.